A powerful cosmic event is on the horizon. The rare and potent four-planet portal is set to open on April 17th, marking a major energetic shift in the universe. This alignment isn't just another blip on the astrological calendar. It's a gateway to transformation, ushering in what many are calling a cosmic reset. As the energies of four major planets converge, we are being invited and challenged to realign our lives, release outdated patterns, and step into a new frequency of being. But here's the catch. In order to fully harness the power of this celestial phenomenon, there are 7 essential steps you must take before the reset happens. Think of it as spiritual prep for a quantum leap, your chance to get in sync with the universe's next chapter. Are you ready to align, awaken, and activate? Astrological events as divine keys to cosmic remembrance and spiritual alignment. Throughout the vast continuum of time and space, the stars have never ceased to speak. The planets do not wander aimlessly through the heavens. They move in sacred rhythm, each orbit, retrograde, conjunction, and alignment, a deliberate act of divine intelligence. These moments are encoded with purpose. They are celestial signatures etched into the fabric of time, opening gateways through which humanity may step closer to its divine essence. The four-planet portal, occurring on April 17th, is not merely an astronomical event. It is a profound initiation. A portal such as this is a rare convergence of planetary energies, each one carrying a distinct spiritual frequency. Together, they form a harmonic chord, resonating deep within the collective consciousness of humanity and within the individual soul. It is a moment of resonance between the microcosm and the macrocosm, the self and the stars. In this convergence, we are called into remembrance. We are invited to awaken ancient truths that have long slumbered within us, truths of who we are, why we came, and what it means to live in alignment with the greater cosmic order. The planets involved are archetypal forces, each a living embodiment of divine principles. Saturn may bring structure and karmic reckoning. Venus may infuse love and harmony. Jupiter may expand the soul's vision, and Pluto may dissolve illusion to reveal unfiltered truth. When these forces unite, the portal becomes a moment of amplified potential. The universe extends a hand, offering a sacred pause, a recalibration, a cosmic reset. We are asked to reflect, to clear the stagnant energies that bind us, to release the narratives that no longer serve our becoming. This is not simply about preparing for external change. This is about stepping into a greater version of ourselves, one that is rooted in soul wisdom, spiritual courage, and universal love. In the ancient mystery schools, the heavens were seen as mirrors of the soul. To study the stars was to study the self. This is the essence of astrological alignment, not as prediction, but as communion. Not as entertainment, but as evolution. In this light, the four-planet portal is not an external event to observe passively, but a living invitation to co-create consciously with the forces of the cosmos. As this portal opens, we may find our dreams charged with meaning. We may sense the quickening of intuition, the stirring of soul memories, the quiet yet powerful urge to change, to rise, to remember. There is a sacred pulse moving through the ethers, a reminder that we are not separate from the celestial bodies that guide us. We are star-born, light carriers, souls woven from the same sacred material that forms the stars themselves. This astrological event is a rite of passage, a beacon, a sacred moment encoded with the energy of transformation. It invites us to align not only with the planets, but with the deep purpose of our incarnation. The four-planet portal is the universe's call to rise, to live not from fear or forgetting, but from alignment, clarity, and cosmic remembrance. Spiritual preparation as a sacred act of alignment with cosmic intelligence. There are moments in life when time seems to slow, when the veil grows thin, and we feel a stirring deep within, a call that does not come from the world around us, but from the soul itself. These are not ordinary times. They are initiatory thresholds, cosmic turning points that beckon us to rise, to shed, to awaken. The opening of the four-planet portal on April 17th is such a moment, and to meet it fully requires not just awareness, but sacred preparation. Spiritual preparation is not about fear. It is not about scrambling to protect oneself from external shifts. It is about remembering who we are at our most essential level. It is about creating inner stillness so that we may hear the voice of the divine more clearly. It is about purifying the space within us so that we may become a vessel through which higher frequencies can move, heal, and transform. In the days leading up to a cosmic reset of this magnitude, we are invited to cleanse not only the body, but the mind and the spirit. We are asked to release energetic debris, old wounds, limiting beliefs, attachments that no longer serve the highest good. We are summoned into sacred ritual, moments of silence, breathwork, prayer, journaling, communion with nature, and devotion to truth. Preparation is reverence. It is the way we say to the universe, I am ready, ready to evolve, ready to see clearly, ready to let go of who I was, so I may remember who I have always been beneath the illusions. To prepare spiritually is to anchor ourselves in presence. It is to tune into the subtle language of intuition, to listen more deeply to the nudges of the soul, and to honor the wisdom that arises in stillness. It is to walk into this astrological gateway, not as a bystander, but as a conscious participant in the unfolding of one's sacred path. This is a time to detox not only the body, but the energetic field around it, to clear space in our homes, our schedules, and our emotional landscapes, to ground into the earth while opening to the heavens, to surround ourselves with high vibrational frequency, whether in music, food, thought, or relationship. Spiritual preparation is also about trust. Trusting that we are being held by a higher intelligence. Trusting that what is falling away is clearing space for something more aligned. Trusting that this moment, this portal, this transformation is not happening to us, but through us and for us. And so we cleanse, we ground, we awaken. We gather our tools, crystals, mantras, incense, sacred texts, but most of all, our intention. Because when intention meets energy, miracles unfold. We prepare not to survive the reset, but to transcend through it, to rise more fully into our sovereignty, our clarity, our power. The four-planet portal is a cosmic doorway, but it is through spiritual preparation that we find the key to walk through it with grace. New Age and esoteric beliefs as pathways to ancient remembrance and future awakening. There is a language older than words, a truth that predates doctrine and dogma, a sacred knowing that lives in the bones, the breath, and the soul. What we now call New Age or esoteric beliefs are not new at all. They are the modern resurfacing of ancient wisdom, the re-emergence of spiritual teachings that have flowed quietly through the hidden streams of human consciousness for thousands of years. These beliefs are not bound by religion or rigid systems. They are fluid, intuitive, and multidimensional. They ask us not to follow blindly, but to remember the ancient truth that we are more than flesh, more than mind, more than the stories we've been told. They remind us that we are eternal beings, sparks of source, encoded with divine intelligence and connected to all that exists. At the heart of the esoteric path is the understanding that the universe is alive, conscious, and intentional. Every star, every crystal, every vibration carries purpose. Nothing is random. Everything is energy, and energy is sacred. This worldview sees reality not as something fixed, but as a co-creation, a mirror reflecting the inner landscape of the soul. Within this path, portals and planetary alignments are not dismissed as fantasy, but honored as sacred events, doorways in consciousness where dimensions shift and timelines converge. The four-planet portal on April 17th, in the esoteric view, is a moment of alchemy, a convergence of cosmic codes designed to awaken humanity's dormant potential and accelerate our return to wholeness. New Age and esoteric teachings invite us to reclaim our sovereignty, to see that we are not separate from the cosmos, but expressions of it. They teach that healing is not just physical, but energetic, that guidance comes not only from logic, but from intuition, dreams, synchronicities, and unseen allies. They remind us that spiritual awakening is not an escape from the world, but a deeper embodiment of truth within it. These paths speak of chakras as spinning wheels of energy, of the aura as a luminous field of consciousness. They explore timelines, past lives, soul contracts, starseed origins, sacred geometry, and the multidimensional nature of existence. To some, this may sound strange, but to those who feel the stirrings of remembrance, it feels like home. This is the age of the great reawakening. The veils are lifting, the old paradigms are crumbling, and more souls than ever are being drawn to these ancient modern truths, not as trends, but as lifelines, as soul maps, as inner compasses pointing the way back to source. To walk the esoteric path is to walk with open eyes and an open heart, to trust the unseen, to listen to the inner voice even when the outer world is loud. It is to be guided by light codes, lunar phases, solar flares, planetary alignments, and the quiet knowing that you are part of something vast, intelligent, and eternal. The four-planet portal is one of these sacred touchpoints in time, and those who walk the esoteric path know it is not just about what happens in the sky. It is about what awakens within us when we choose to believe that the universe is alive and that we are not separate from its magic, but part of its unfolding story. Celestial influence on human life, embracing the divine symphony of the cosmic order. For as long as humanity has gazed upon the night sky, there has been a knowing, a deep, ancient knowing, that the heavens are not merely distant, cold realms beyond our reach. The stars, the planets, the constellations, they are not separate from us, but integral threads woven into the very fabric of our existence. Every movement of the celestial bodies is part of a divine symphony, a cosmic orchestra playing the eternal song of creation. And we, as conscious beings, are not mere listeners in this great symphony. We are active participants, intricately woven into the rhythms of the universe itself. We are more than just physical beings living in time and space. We are soul-infused light, made of the same stardust that forms the stars. The universe is not a vast, impersonal void, but a living, breathing entity, an intelligent, interconnected field of energy where everything, from the smallest atom to the largest galaxy, is united by a divine thread of cosmic consciousness. The celestial influence on human life is the recognition that we are not simply shaped by these cosmic forces, but that we are in constant relationship with them. The planets, the stars, the moons, they are not distant objects in the sky. They are vibrational archetypes that reflect and guide the energies within us. When we speak of the four-planet portal opening on April 17th, we are speaking of a sacred cosmic alignment, a moment when the planets converge in such a way that they open a portal of transformation. These alignments are not mere coincidences. They are divine appointments, moments when the veil between the physical and spiritual realms becomes thinner, and the energy of the cosmos flows more freely into our lives. These are the moments when time itself seems to pause, and we are invited to step into a space of deep inner knowing, of heightened spiritual awareness. To fully grasp the depth of celestial influence is to understand that the planets are not simply floating masses of rock and gas. They are living consciousnesses, archetypes that carry ancient wisdom and influence the energies of human life in subtle yet profound ways. The movement of these celestial bodies creates energetic patterns that shape the flow of our lives, our emotions, our thoughts, and our actions. Every planetary alignment, every retrograde, every eclipse is a moment of energetic recalibration, a cosmic invitation to align ourselves with the greater rhythms of the universe. The four-planet portal is a sacred opportunity, a moment when these cosmic forces offer us a profound reset, a chance to realign our personal energy with the divine flow of the cosmos. Just as the moon affects the tides, the movements of the planets influence the tides of our consciousness, our emotions, and our spiritual evolution. These celestial energies are not forces that act upon us from the outside, but energies that resonate within us. They stir the waters of our soul, gently guiding us toward greater self-awareness, growth, and transformation. In ancient times, the celestial bodies were seen not only as guides, but as sacred expressions of divine intelligence. The Egyptians, the Mayans, the Hindus, and many other ancient cultures recognized the profound connection between the heavens and the earth. They understood that the movements of the stars and planets mirrored the rhythms of life itself. The alignment of the stars was seen as an invitation to align the self with the divine order. The cycles of the moon and the sun were viewed as spiritual markers, moments of power that could be harnessed for personal transformation, healing, and enlightenment. Today, we may have lost some of this awareness in the noise of modern life, but the cosmic rhythms remain. The four-planet portal is an opportunity to reconnect with this ancient wisdom, to remember that we are not isolated beings navigating a random universe. We are integral parts of a divine tapestry, a living, breathing creation that is constantly evolving, always moving, always changing. The celestial influence on our lives is not something that happens to us. It is something that we are part of, something that we move with, something that shapes and guides us as we move through the stages of our own spiritual awakening. When we recognize the celestial influence on our lives, we begin to see that our experiences are not random or arbitrary. We begin to understand that every challenge, every triumph, every moment of joy, and every period of struggle is part of the greater cosmic flow. The four-planet portal is not just an external event. It is an invitation to go deeper into our own inner rhythms, to listen to the pulse of the universe, and to realign ourselves with the divine patterns that shape our existence. This is a time to reconnect with our highest selves, to listen to the quiet whispers of our soul, and to trust that the universe is always guiding us, always moving us toward greater consciousness. The four-planet portal represents a time of great potential, a sacred threshold where we are invited to step into a higher state of awareness and co-create with the divine forces of the cosmos. This is not a time for passive observation, but for active participation. It is a moment to clear away the old, to release limiting beliefs, to let go of outdated emotional patterns, and to make space for the new energies that are emerging. It is a time to harness the power of the planets, not to control or manipulate, but to surrender to the greater flow of divine intelligence. To live in harmony with the celestial rhythms is to live in harmony with life itself. It is to understand that we are not separate from the universe, but an expression of it. The planets are not distant objects. They are vibrational energies that interact with our own energy field, guiding us toward our highest potential. Every celestial event is an opportunity to recalibrate, to reconnect, to realign. The stars are not out of reach. They are a living part of us. And when we learn to move in sync with their rhythms, we align ourselves with the divine flow of the universe. As we approach the four-planet portal, let us not simply wait for the cosmic forces to do something to us. Let us embrace the opportunity to co-create with these energies, to surrender to the flow of divine wisdom, and to trust that the universe is guiding us exactly where we need to go. This is not an event that happens outside of us. It is a moment that happens within us, a time for transformation, awakening, and spiritual ascension. We are star-born. We are celestial beings in human form. The planets have aligned, and now it is time for us to align with them, to step forward, fully awake, fully alive, and fully aware of our place in the eternal cosmic dance.